Yeah, hello, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com playing World of Tanks. This video is about platoons, how you set up a platoon, why you use a platoon, and who benefits most from a platoon. Okay, so in order to get in a platoon, there's a button up at the top next to the battle button that says platoon. And you can either invite someone to a platoon or you can be invited to a platoon. If you want to invite someone, you use the invite option. Go through your friends lists and push those people like this. Push this guy's a member of my clan. And you hit the invite button and it will send him a message inviting him to the platoon. You do have to be on the same cluster. So if you're on the west cluster and he's on the east cluster, it's going to switch everyone to the same server cluster. Okay, so the other option is that someone can invite you to a platoon. You go down here into the notifications and you look for the invitation from a friend to join a platoon, and you click the option to accept the invite. The other thing you can do is during the game, you can invite people to a platoon. You hit the control button and you move the mouse next to their name, and it will highlight a little plus sign or a little icon of a letter, and you can receive invites the same way. And there will be a number. If you do correctly join a platoon, there will be a number like the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, etc., identifying who's in a platoon. And the people that are in your platoon will change to a yellowish orange color instead of the green. So you can see who your platoon members are in the game. Okay, now there is a bonus for platooning. And the bonus is, I don't know if it's 15% or 30%, but if you join platoons and it's a platoon that you play in for multiple games, you get that extra bonus. So if you're looking for ways to get extra EXP, platooning with friends is one of the ways to do it. However, if you do the platoon during a game, once the game has already started, you don't get the bonus for that game. You get it for your second game with those same people. They did make a change. Before, you could do platoons, any tiers. You could have a tier 1 with a tier 10. But now there are tier restrictions. So you can see there's a message here. It says additional experience per battle for tier 4 vehicles or higher. So now they have tier restrictions. So if you pull up in a tier 5, the allies that you play with, your friends, also have to be a similar matching tier. Okay, now why is it that you want to play in platoons? Obviously, there is the EXP bonus, which means you're going to get more EXP per game. The other reason why is because there are missions. You can see on the missions tab. And there are different types of missions. There are daily missions, and there are something else called campaign missions. If you go over here, you might see a mission that's more common on the North American server, where it will say, daily platoon mission or something like that. I don't see it on the other servers. And you get bonuses. And the bonuses could be actually really good. I always check for platoon missions, and if they are, I invite people to platoon missions. There's also another type of mission. Where do I find it? Okay, I know where to find it. It's a little bit difficult because they changed the interface. There's another type of mission called a campaign mission where you can win a free tank. And in the 13 and 14 mission ID numbers, for example, TD13 and TD14, you can complete these with a platoon. And if it's something like get 8,000 damage, that means that the 3 members of your platoon combined get their damage together. And look at the prizes. You can win 4,000 free EXP and a set of binocs. The prizes are really good. And there are 40 different missions like this that you can complete as a platoon. So definitely look into those. The prizes are really good. I'm going to show you another prize. Actually, that's the same thing. For that platoon mission, you also get 4,000 EXP. And the binocs, we're going to look at another one. This one is 4,000 EXP and a gun rammer. No, not a gun rammer. Is that a gun rammer? I don't know what it is. Yeah, the gun rammer. So you can win 2 gun rammers. This one is the vertical stabilizer. This one's probably going to be coated optics. Yeah, coated optics. So you can win a lot of valuable prizes, and also you can win 2 days of premium. So there's a lot of prizes you can win doing the campaign missions. The long-awaited backup campaign 1, the Stug, the T-28, the T-55A, and the Object 260. Lots of great prizes, and platooning is one of the ways you can get them more easily. And I've had games where the guy needed, where your platoon mate could do all the work and you get the credit for it. So definitely do it. There's another reason why people do platoons. It's to socialize with other players in the game and to chat. It's a lot more fun, especially with your friends. There's a special chat mode. You have the team chat and you have platoon-only chat. Excuse me. The other reason why you platoon is because you could learn from other players. I got some really, really good playing advice when I was just starting out from another player. And the sad part is, of all the people that I've ever played with, he was one of the best. He was way better than the average player. So he had really good playing techniques. He taught me to really push and to be a strong leader and to play on the front lines. And I don't see that from other people. Another reason why you platoon with people is so you can gang up on the enemy. Normally in the game, you might feel that you're alone and you're always going one-on-one. If you have a platoon mate, you could have 2 or 3 platoon mates and you could do 3-on-1. So what happens is when you have a good platoon, it's very easy to win the game because you just 3-on-1 everybody. And you keep doing that, and a platoon can easily win a game. The best players who have the highest win rates do so by platooning. You platoon with 2 other good players, you have a common strategy, you go after weak opponents, 3-on-1, and you keep on whittling the enemy down. That's the way you win games. You'll hear people say, did you do it solo pubbing? And that's what they mean, the word solo versus platoon. The other reason why you do platoons is because you have somebody watching your back. If you're 2-on-1, you have somebody watching your back. You could be 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. If it's not a platoon mate and there's somebody near you, you don't really know if he's going to watch your back or not. I've had lots of games where I was in a dangerous position and the allies behind me just took off and left me there. So when you have platoon mates, someone's going to watch your back. Platoons can be 2 or 3 players, and I believe you can also launch a platoon with just 1 person. It used to work. I don't know if it still works now. But you can do a 1-person platoon and then add more in the game. And one of the great things is if you have 2 people, you can add a third during the game. Okay, now who should platoon? Other than people who really want to win, there's certain people that really should platoon. If you have a certain tank that's vulnerable on the battlefield, I'm going to give you an example with the AT-15. This tank is very vulnerable on the battlefield because it's slow, and it's very easy for the enemy to get behind you. But if you platoon with a fast tank that can cover your back, you get the advantage that platooning, meaning that the person in your platoon is riding alongside you. He can watch your back, so you're no longer vulnerable, but he also gets the benefit because he gets to travel with a well-armored tank with hopefully a good gun. And when a tank like this or a T-95 comes rolling down the field, everybody runs in fear. So a weaker tank with weak armor can platoon with a strong tank and be like a monster on the battlefield, scare the enemy. So you get to mutual beneficial relationship. If you have a slow tank like a T-95, a Jag Tiger, AT-15, or other vulnerable tanks or SPGs, you get someone who has good armor and fast mobility to platoon with you, or even you could do 3 AT-15s or 3 T-95s, etc., and you watch each other's back, and it keeps you alive longer in the game, and you have better gameplay. So tanks like T-95, if you play a T-95, try to platoon every game, and ask your platoon mate to ride with you. Say, hey, I'm a little slow. I'll watch your back, you'll watch my back. Together we'll be a strong force on the battlefield. Find another tank that is somewhat comparable, like a slow heavy tank or a fast light tank, whatever you want. But find somebody to platoon with. You're going to have better games. SPGs can platoon. They used to allow 3 SPGs. Now, I don't know, they do in some modes and some not. With 3 SPGs coordinating as a platoon, they can all attack the same tank and destroy tanks by targeting tanks one at a time. Focus fire, it's called. And in a matter of one shot, the 3 SPGs can destroy one tank, reload, destroy another tank, reload, destroy another tank, by using teamwork and cooperating as a platoon. The other reason why people platoon is because it prepares them for a clan battle. When you play a clan, you have to work with your teammates, whether you're a platoon or not. If you're alongside each other, you back each other up, you have a process echeloning, you watch each other's back, you synchronize your reloading. One person spots, the other person shoots and snipes. And as a platoon, you practice the same tactics. So platooning will prepare you for, it's a little bit of a prerequisite for clan battles. It'll prepare you for the way clan battles play. And that's why you'll see a lot of clans play in platoons during the game. Okay, so to create a platoon, you're going to click over here, create a platoon. You're going to invite somebody. You're going to pick your tank. You're going to hit the ready button here. And the other people that have been invited, they will also click ready. If you want, you can click not ready, pick another tank. And then once you're ready, it will tell you what tier. This one is a tier 8 tank destroyer. And usually what happens is the person who has the most tanks should pick second, because it's easier for you to match something that's more compatible with what your platoon mates are picking. Okay, so that's how platoons work. If you have any questions or comments, post below. And if you're interested in joining a clan, join CBKS or CBKS2. Or if you like SPGs, join CBSPG. We welcome all players. It's a lot of fun. You get to platoon with people. Clans are totally worth it. It's fun to play in clans. We don't have the type of clan that has a lot of drama in it. We just play because it's fun to play. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.